Explosion at Yellowstone, guys. They come without warning, and usually it's a clogged up underground system that is causing these powerful hydrothermal explosion. And we had several explosions last year and in 2024 at the Yellowstone Park. And I want to tell you something about them, but I want to show you the recent one that just happened on December 20th at the Yellowstone Biscuit Basin. You see here, there's a map where that is. And we all remember the Biscuit Basin explosion on July 23rd, 2024, where tourists were way too close. These come without a warning, and you've seen the video. Maybe I'll show it to you again. Run!
Terrifying moments caught on camera in Yellowstone National Park as a hot pool explodes, sending boiling water and debris high into the air.
How people were running and how also the wooden pathways there were destroyed and covered with mud. And I said it then and I say it now. If you're visiting Yellowstone, this stuff can happen. So I would not go too close to these areas. And this is the Biscuit Basin today. Let's have a look at this video. So the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory webcam has caught this thing. It was a minor explosion at the Black Diamond pool in the Biscuit Basin. Basically a morning explosion on December 20th. But you see how fast and with what power this can come out. And guys, if you are a regular viewer of my channel, something might come in mind, right? We're talking about the supervolcano Campi Flegrei, where we could, best case scenario, if there was an eruption, we could see a phreatic eruption. They come without warning. Hint, White Island, right? And the problem is Yellowstone's not densely populated, but Campi Flegrei is. If you're interested in that, guys, I'll put the Campi Flegrei playlist here. It'll blow your mind what's going on there. Because in contrary to Yellowstone, Campi Flegrei is at risk of erupting. So with in the greater area, 6 million people in Naples. So this is something else. Yellowstone right now is not at risk for a big eruption. But these things that you see there, if you're close by, it's dangerous enough. And I think, you know, the July 23rd, 2024, gosh, time flies. I was just thinking, wasn't that this year? No, it was 2024. And it was quite the most devastating one that we can say, because we have the pictures of what really happened there. This is basically a steam hydrothermal explosion, what we saw today and what we saw then, also in the Black Diamond pool area. And basically in these hydrothermal systems, they're very shallow, and then we have water in there, and it suddenly flashed to steam and ejected debris hundreds of feet in the air. So this, I want to make clear, none of these explosions was caused by magma rising, and it's considered a shallow hydrothermal event. Of course, something is heating that stuff up, but the common opinion is a volcanic eruption is not imminent. We know that Yellowstone's hydrothermal system can release pressure unexpectedly from time to time. Steam flash event, not magma ascent. And we had then also in April 15th, 2024, we had also already a Norris Geyser explosion, also a hydrothermal explosion. And the Norris Geyser, you also see it here on the map, is, by the way, one of the most dynamic thermal areas in the whole Yellowstone Park. It has frequent geyser and steam activity. That's why the tourists are drawn to that area. But I don't know, guys. I feel I don't need to go there, although it's a fascinating landscape. But I rather look at this from afar. And this is really monitored quite intensely. Seismic monitoring and thermal monitoring. Alert level of Yellowstone is normal, aviation color code green. No signs of large-scale magma movement or any volcanic eruption precursors have been identified. We see routinely at Yellowstone frequent earthquakes, geyser eruption, like steamboat geyser, continuous periodic powerful steam and water bursts. We see small hydrothermal explosions. This is part of its normal behavior, but what happened in July 23rd, 2024 was a close call, so quite a few people could have been injured or worse. In time scales of years to centuries, these hydrothermal phreatic explosions are the most common explosive hazards that Yellowstone has. You might ask, okay, you're speaking of hydrothermal explosions and you're speaking of phreatic explosions. Basically, both terms describe steam-driven explosions. Phreatic, technically, guys, it refers to explosions involving like water that is violently turning into steam due to heat coming from, it's a volcano, magma, but without a new magma eruption. Hydrothermal is often used for Yellowstone's shallow steam events. It's like the plumbing system of the volcano. If we have like an everyday usage of these words, they're used interchangeably for these steam eruptions, explosions that we see at Yellowstone. We already had some activity in 2025. We had sporadic small steam hydrothermal activity, but like no larger phreatic explosions like we've seen in 2024. These explosions look really dramatic, guys. They do. They throw rock and water into the air. None of them are precursors of a super eruption. And USGS was lucky today because the webcam that actually filmed today's event was just newly installed. So it has fulfilled its purpose already. And of course, we have now quite cold weather in this area, and hydrothermal explosions, they happen. Deep hot water contacts a confined pocket of cooler water that may be seeping through this hydrothermal system. And then that cooler water flashes rapidly into steam. Rapid expansions sends steam, hot water, and sometimes rocks out of the ground. The rocks are what you need to worry about most. And we had quite a few rocks on July 23rd. This was kind of dangerous. They're like bullets. So Black Diamond Pool, just quickly, I mentioned it's part of the Biscuit Basin. The events here are quite shallow. They're less than 100 meters, so less than 300 feet, and they're really confined to the hydrothermal system. So that was just a quick Yellowstone update, nothing to worry about. But if you're interested in what's going on at the Bermuda Triangle, this will blow your mind, guys. Watch the video in the end screen. They discovered a structure. Wow, I have to say. And if you're interested in what's going on above us, 3i Atlas, the mystery remains. More questions than answers. It puzzles all of us still. So hype this video, please. Like it, subscribe, share it with your friends. And let me know, would you go to Yellowstone? Would you walk these wooden trails? Are you worried about this? I am. Stay safe, guys. I see you soon if you click here.